So I heard, I think it was Joe Musso asked maybe Jonathan Jones this. Which Brady Super Bowl of the 7, which Brady Super Bowl do you guys like the most, I guess is the question. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, I don't know if it's which one means the most to Tom Brady.
I'll go first. I'll go first because Breech will steal it if I don't. Although Breech wasn't with us in the press box, but it's going to be the New England, Arizona, not in Arizona, New England, Seattle Super Bowl, because we were sitting at that end of the end zone. I was sitting next to Prisco, and at that point, I was taking a lot of photographs. So I actually had the photograph of the Malcolm Butler interception.
Yeah, you have a great photo of it.
And I didn't know what happened at the time because I was looking through the camera, and Pete's like, "He intercepted it, dummy," on a fantastic play. And that was, that less about Tom in that Super Bowl, but it was a great Super Bowl. More about that defense and obviously the stand they made, and more about what Pete Carroll didn't do. But that is probably my favorite. Also, at that point, I sort of cooled on the idea of just hating Tom Brady with all my heart because it takes a lot out of you, and that was a little past the midway point, I think, of a Super Bowl run. I could be wrong, but that was probably one that I remember the most.
It's funny. Tom Brady actually was asked recently what his favorite Super Bowl was. This is back in October. Jim Gray asked him on the podcast, the Let's Go podcast, do you guys want to take a guess on which one?
So how many does he have? He has 6 there.
He has 6 in New England, 1 in Tampa Bay. He had won the one in Tampa already because this past October when the interview happened.
It has to be the Falcons one?
Yeah, I would guess 28-3 probably.
I would have also guessed 28-3, and we all would have been wrong.
Did he say the next one?
No, he did not get generic. He did not even say the next one, because that's usually what he says after somebody will ask him after a game, what was your favorite Super Bowl? And he's always saying, the next one. It's the next one. The next one I win. The answer is Super Bowl 49.
Oh, Wilson's pick.
New England, Wilson's pick. That's exactly why I brought it up. So here was his exact quote.
Breech was in Vegas covering it. Wilson and I were in the press box at Prisco and JLC. It's the greatest game I've ever seen in my life in terms of football in person. I mean, just an absolute bananas game.
Well, you saw the 28-3 one.
And the 49 was better. Yeah.
And you were sitting next to me. Is that why you didn't like it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, here was Brady's quote. It's got a cuss word in it. So Debo, get the second mark so you can bleep me out. Am I allowed to cuss live? How's it supposed to work? All right.
Is it the S word?
Yeah.
If you're quoting Tom Brady,
I am quoting Tom Brady.
You're allowed to say the S word if you're.
All right. Here's the quote. In terms of football, if I'm thinking about a football and one moment, I'm thinking about the Seattle Super Bowl. That's probably the one moment. The first 3 happened really quickly. And then I think I went 10 years and realized, holy shit, this is really hard. And how lucky I was, naive and lucky for the first 3. So the Seattle Super Bowl, end quote.
Yeah. That would have been the sneaky reason. And without having heard of that, I would have suggested that one as well, because there was a stretch, right? So they won those 3 Super Bowls in 01, 03, and 04. Is that correct?
Well, if you do the actual year they won it, 2002, 2004, 2005.
Right. You got the seasons right. You got
the seasons with the Patriots. So it's 01, 03, they beat the Panthers. 04, they beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And then they have the 07 team that goes undefeated and loses to the Giants in the playoffs. And remember, before the 07 season, Spygate came out and everyone was accusing the Patriots of cheating. Well, the Patriots were pissed off and they blitzkrieged the league, and then they got upset by the Giants. So fast forward to 2000 and what was it? 2014, the 2014 Patriots, they go 12-4, and they eventually beat the Seahawks, as we're describing. It has been a decade since the Patriots had won a Super Bowl. And every year there was a drumbeat of some kind from some corner of the internet, some corner of the media, that maybe the Patriots couldn't win a Super Bowl without cheating. Like it was ridiculous when people started doing it in the first, few years of it. But once you got to 10 years and we'd seen them lose twice to the Giants, it started to be like, man, I mean, it's kind of been a minute since they won a Super Bowl. And it felt like with the Seahawks dynasty, we think it's about to kick off. It was like a real turning point in that Super Bowl in Arizona, where if the Patriots don't find a way to win, you sort of have to wonder, do they need to try and take a different approach because they just can't get another Super Bowl? And then it ends up being they beat, they throw the ball at the end, the Seahawks do. Pats intercept them, and the Seahawks would-be dynasty crumbles apart, and the Patriots go on to find new life in terms of their production.
And the crazy thing about that Super Bowl is because of Russell Wilson's interception, all you hear about is the Seahawks should have given the ball to Marshawn at the 1. Is it really overshadows how well Tom Brady played in that game? He threw 4 touchdown passes. He threw for 328 yards. He was a machine. And then obviously all anyone talks about is give the ball to beast mode. Why are you throwing it? Why are you throwing it from the 1 yard line? You got Marshawn.